little show. It's the very child-friendly title, Saga of a Single Bitch. Now, I called my show Saga of a Single Bitch for this one specific reason, and that was to scare away children. Because one time I did comedy and a mother brought in her child, and I was like, why? Why would you do that? And she was like, no, my 12-year-old daughter, she's gonna love it. And I was like, oh, this is not relatable to your daughter. And she was like, no, she's gonna be fine. I was like, all right, does your daughter watch porn? And so, yes, we've succeeded. There are no children here, so well done us. If you've not met me before, I'm Pernille, and that's a name. Just start nice and slow, yeah? It's a Scandinavian name and it doesn't travel well outside of Scandinavia, unless on skis. When that name is written down, it gets mispronounced. People look at it and say, oh, lovely to meet you. Penile. So I'm thinking of changing my surname to Implant. No, I can't do that. My surname is kind of fun these days because it's Haaland, so wherever I go, people become excited, okay? Well, let's be honest, boys become very excited, all right? They come up to me, they're like, oh my God, are you related to a certain footballer called Erling Braut Haaland? Do you know that guy? He plays for Slytherin? Yeah, that guy? Yeah? Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I've never checked, all right? I don't know, but I don't want to disappoint anyone, okay? So I like to say, to anyone who asks, like, we're not related, just divorced. And my little show is all about, like, kind of how life has changed for me a lot over the last couple of years. Like, for example, I live in Norway now. Yeah, I got stuck here in the pandemic, which was very exciting. No, it was an interesting time. Do we remember the pandemic? Very sad time, yes? Looking back, very sad. But also, weren't we very innocent as a people? Like, our biggest fear was sneezing in public. We didn't know what was coming, what was ahead of us. Fascism, like, we didn't know. I got COVID a couple of months ago. I felt nostalgic. I was like, get in here, COVID. Let's make sourdough bread. Oh, my God. So, I moved to Norway, got stuck in Norway, and before then I was living in London. Any Brits in? Any British people? Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's nice. You hear that? Just there, yeah. Oh, we used to be an empire. No, I love living in London, and I spent my time pursuing my dreams as a stand-up comedian, and I basically, for the most part of it, I was very broke and damp, because housing in the UK is terrible. You're always damp between your tits. And I was sharing a flat with this lovely guy called Steve. And Stevie was a lovely guy. Yes, he had a hygiene problem, but sure, he was a great guy once the ketamine wore off. Anyways, so ended up in Norway. And yeah, I just need to kind of clarify a bit of context. So I'm technically a Norwegian. Both of my parents are from Norway, yeah. So that makes me white. Very white countries, Scandinavia. It kind of looks like a Coldplay concert, That's kind of the vibe. Just awkward people who don't want their photo taken. That's kind of the vibe of the whole place. And yeah, you can probably tell I've spent some time outside of Norway. I was made in America, Houston, Texas. Help. Yeah, my first words were bang, bang. Yes, oh my God. And then I spent about 27 years in London, oh my God, and I've become very polite as a result of living there. Wherever I go, I say please, thank you, sorry, after sex. And, yeah. According to my Norwegian mother, she's like, yeah, Pernille, the fact that you have lived so many different places, you know what, this just makes you even more Norwegian. I was like, what do you mean, invading different countries like my ancestors? And she was like, no, we call that honoring our culture. Well, basically, there's a saying in Norway, I don't know if you've heard it, there's a saying in Norway, you can take the Viking out of Norway, yeah, but you will never change the rapist that I am. No, that's, you didn't like that joke, and I'm sorry. but I don't need your consent. Strap in or strap on. So moving over to Norway, I thought it would be easier. Because I speak the Norwegian language, the beautiful language of It's just like French, only it isn't. I thought it would be better, because I speak the language, and then sometimes, not gonna lie, sometimes I forget my Norwegian words. Like the other day, I forgot the Norwegian word fire extinguisher, which is brannslukkingsapparat. It's such a beautiful language. And whenever I forget my Norwegian words, my mother has a go at me. She's like, oh, Pernille, remember your language. I have spent years investing in you learning this language. Remember your words. And I was like, all right, calm down, lady. Okay. I am sorry for forgetting the Norwegian word brannslukkingsapparat. But do you have one? The kitchen is on fire. Yeah. And I'm kind of really surprised. Like, it should have been a smooth transition. It's been tricky. It's been overwhelming. Like, the best way of explaining leaving the UK to go to Norway, all right, it feels like leaving a pub crawl to go to a silent retreat. Yeah? Because I left, oi, oi, lads, come on, Eileen, to go to Ufta. You know? And in the UK, we have a phrase, freezing my tits off, you know? And in Norway, they fall off. Like, I am so cold. Most part of the year, I'm so cold. And I wear wool scarves, wool socks. Right now, I'm wearing a wool tampon. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm always cold. I've had to adapt, you know, since coming to live in Norway. Like, I've stopped waxing. Yeah. I'm never, ever gonna wax ever again, okay? I'm letting everything grow, yeah? Make eye contact with me down here. Not only am I letting it grow, you know what I'm doing? I'm adding extensions. Yeah, because I'm gonna wrap it around me and make a little wool coat, okay? So it's because you live with nature, and nature in Norway and the weather is off its medication. And then like, that's one hurdle to get through. But then you meet the Norwegian people, and wow, oh my God, I don't know if you've ever met a Norwegian person. You really have to, defrost them. Do you know what I mean? And it can take like 5 to 10 years, and it's intense, right? And I don't fit into this culture. I'm very chatty. I go up to any Norwegian and I say, hi, you know? And you mustn't do that over here, because that's considered a hate crime. Yeah? Norwegians want their personal space the size of a fjord. Yeah? No eye contact on the bus, and if they feel an emotion, they repress it and express anger by shouting out. You don't need to speak the language, you just need to speak passive aggression, you'll be fine. So obviously I don't kind of fit into this culture. I keep going up to Norwegian saying, hi, I have so many restraining orders. And like, I remember making friends, like trying to make friends, and they could tell something was a bit wrong, do you know what I mean? They were like, the native Norwegian wolves were all a bit like, okay, yes, she speaks the language, but what is this British fox doing here? And why is she eating our trash? You know, that's what Norwegians call anything Swedish. I love like Scandinavian history. Oh my God, it's so dramatic. It's like a season of Game of Thrones on acid. And the reason is, like, I love our banter relationship, and it's very much because of history, and it's because like shit went down. All right, if you don't know, we used to be this one dysfunctional family called the Kalmar Union, governed by Margaret. Our king was 14 years old. What could go wrong? All you need to know is Daddy Denmark was very controlling. Mummy Sweden was like, fuck off, I want to run away with Finland. And then the teenage brat Norway was in the middle, like, I want my independence. No one listened. Years and years and years of fighting. Finally, Mum and Dad split up. Good riddance. And Norway was like, freedom? But no, we were kidnapped by Daddy Denmark for 400 years, And we can only thank Napoleon, the French, because of the Napoleon War, Denmark became broke, yes, and Norway ran away. But Sweden swooped in and kidnapped us for another couple of hundred years or whatever. And all the while we were just shouting out, piss off the both of you, which is how heavy death metal music was invented. Yeah, to drown out ABBA. And, And because we were so annoying, Mummy Sweden was like, okay, fine, have your independence, kicked us out, and we became an independent country. Decades later, Norway found oil, and Mum and Dad said, fuck! And that is our history, Yeah. Well done. Well done us. But I love history, and especially European history, also so dramatic. It's kind of like a crime scene, with mostly German fingerprints. But the thing is, instead of going to therapy, you know what we did? We just invented Eurovision. Yeah, because nothing unites Europe more like giving the UK 0 points. So, coming to Norway, I think the person who was most surprised to see me was my sister. I have an older sister, all right, 2 years older. I look up to her, literally, she's taller than me. And basically, I think she was surprised to see me, to hear I would be staying on her couch without paying rent. Yeah, I'm the baby in the family, and it's my job to be a burden, Yeah, to steal my sister's clothes, her toothbrush, her husband. No, I wouldn't do that. He is Danish. No, I love the Danes. Any Danish people in? No, they're afraid. I love our little accents. You can always tell the Nordic countries, the Icelandic people, they sound like elves when they're speaking, casting a spell or ordering pizza. It honestly sounds the same. And then you can tell the Finnish people, so staccato because of the alphabet, it looks like a fucked up Wi-Fi password, And then Swedish, so musical, like a musical IKEA manual instruction, And Norwegian, we sound like Swedish, just a little bit more surprised. Oi. Oi. Oh, thank God I put on my hiking boots, And then we have the Danes. And honestly, it's the funniest thing when Danish people come up to you and they're like, how could you tell I was Danish? We can tell. No one speaks like you. And we have a few theories why they sound like that. A German got drunk, tried to speak Norwegian, and then the only thing he managed to say was, well. And I learned this fun fact. Danish kids, they take longer to learn the Danish language. And do you know why? It's because the body is protesting. Yeah, it doesn't want to say for fan men. It doesn't want to do it. So that's fun. So my Danish brother-in-law, the brother I never asked for, which is how all dysfunctional families work, basically. But yeah, and I'm very close to my sister, but we're very different people. Like my sister is a corporate lawyer. Yeah, I tell dick jokes in a pub. And so you can only imagine who Daddy's most proud of. My Norwegian dad is a sweet guy. What was he saying to me the other day? He was like, I guess we all have a purpose in life. Yeah, that's sweet. Coming from a guy who thinks stand-up is what you do when you don't have a chair. But my parents trust my sister more than they trust me, because she was born responsible. Her first words were, "Doctor, shall I cut the umbilical cord?" Do you know what I mean? recently we sent a photo, all right? A photo of me and my sister to my dad, and we were in the back garden, and my dad replied to my sister like, "Oh, have you bought a new car?" And then there was a pause, and then he wrote, "Or did Pernille steal it?" I know my parents trust my older sister much more than they trust me. This became apparent a couple of months ago. I got an email from my father, and it just said, "family meeting." And in the email, there was a Zoom link. So I click on the Zoom link. Turns out, yes, we're having a family meeting. My parents, who are very alive and well, have decided to do their will on Zoom. Which is weird. We're not colleagues, you know? But my mother had a PowerPoint. And, yeah, it just said, agenda for the day, inheritance, followed by a Q&A and emotional damage. And so, at first, none of us took it seriously. We were having fun changing the backgrounds, yeah? And then my mom, she's quite direct. She just went, "Okay, children, listen up. You need to prepare yourselves. We're very alive and well now, but one day we will die." Yeah, how do I describe my mother? Fun. No, she's quite a religious lady. Not that she goes to church. She just practices judgment. And, yeah. And everyone, all right, we all had a different reaction to what she said. You know, my dad, I don't think he heard it. He was still having fun changing the backgrounds. And my sister in her corporate suit, very much like, "Oh, I will have my lawyer draw up those contracts, which in this case is me. Bonus, bonus, bonus." And then I surprised everyone, because I was like, "Oh my God, this is the first time I've kind of realized my parents, they're not going to live forever." So I burst out crying. I was like, "Mama, Papa, are you going to die?" And my mum was like, "Yes, of course, one day." And I was like, "When?" And my mum was like, "Hopefully soon." Like, I was having the worst ever breakdown, tears streaming down my face, and all the while I'm screaming, my mother decides to mute me. Yeah. Kept going. And there are no surprises, all right? Pretty much everything is going to my sister. My sister is getting the cabin. Dun, dun, dun. Now, a lot of people, it's hard to describe what the cabin, what it means to the Norwegian people. It's like their refuge, their sanctuary. Any excuse, all right, to be away from people, they've made it. And cabin, that's what it is, just to be like private. And maybe you can feel one emotion a year and no one will see. I don't know. They love it. Cabins, it's so important for the Norwegian identity. And some cabins are really fancy. Our cabin, it's just been in the family for a couple of generations, and it's not fancy, it's old school. It looks like a derelict hut in the middle of the woods, an outdoor toilet. It looks like the start of every Scandi noir crime thriller. Bodies are buried there, you know? And I used to hate visiting growing up, but now that it's in the will, I feel spiritually connected to the place. And my mother was like, "Pernille, you never visit." And I was like, "Not yet, I don't." And then she was like, "You do not have the financial means to take care of it." And I was like, "I would if you give it to me and I sell it." And so my sister got the cabin, and my dad, he wanted me to have this one thing. He was like, "Pernille, don't look so upset. Look, I want you to have this, a picture of your great-great-grandmother. Huh? On her wedding day. Look how similar you are. Both so disappointed in life. Huh? And look how she's standing up. She also didn't have a chair." So, look, I'm not bitter. I don't resent my sister. My sister has made very smart choices in life. She's got the career. She's got the husband, not so much, but husband. And then she's got 2 kids, all right? She did all of that. So I don't have to. I can be fun, and I can pursue my dreams. Isn't that nice? And I think it's because my mum was very much like, find something you're passionate about, pursue your dreams. And it's because she was a stay-at-home housewife growing up, when I was young. She was like the original trad wife. Have we seen those? Yeah, before Instagram. Can you imagine? Just hard work, not one like? How did she do it? How did she do it? Do we follow trad wives? I'm fascinated by these lobotomized Barbie dolls. It's so weird. They're in the kitchen with their little apron, just like, today I woke up before my 8 children. And now I'm making a homemade remedy for my husband's hemorrhoids. Like, I love them. Do you know what I mean? I'm obsessed. Anyways, I feel bad about it, and I asked my mother, I said, Mama, do you regret giving up your career to raise kids, you know? And I'll never forget what she said. She looked out of the window, took a long sip of her wine, and said, no. But sometimes I do think, what if I'd not picked you up from school? Just kept driving. So basically, she instilled in me fear to find what I'm passionate about, pursue my dreams. And also, it's not like I'm living recklessly. I do have responsibilities. I have a baby, okay? Yeah, I have something better than a baby. I have a dog. Yeah, but I treat him like my baby. Yeah, I breastfeed him. And yeah, he doesn't want it, but yeah, oh my God, he's the cutest. He's better than a dog. He's a corgi. Do we know that kind of dog? Yeah, a loaf of bread with 4 legs, all right? The queen had a lot of corgis, so it makes him a short king. And I become a queen when I'm out walking my dog. I start waving. Do you know what I mean? Start waving to the peasants. And I judge as well. I'm like, what even is a labradoodle? I'm not racist, but some breeds shouldn't mix. Okay, so I need to rein it in. Don't become the queen. But he protects me. His name is Harry, of course. Of course. And I've taught him to bark on command. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, so wherever I go, if I feel like, I feel scared, I can just shout out, Meghan Markle, and he goes, like he goes mental. He protects me. Yeah. So yeah, I'm single, and I love it. I really enjoy being single. Yeah, and I'm also like getting to that part of my life, like I'm 37, and yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'm loving this part of my life. The goal is to be like a single 40-year-old woman, because that makes people uncomfortable. Right? Because if you meet like a single woman in her 40s, most people think she is weird, and that's the power I want. Do you know what? Because I don't have that power. The amount of bullshit people come up and tell me, just like, you're gonna find someone, just lower your standards, yes? And jump on the first thing with a heartbeat, yes? And I'm always like, fuck off, mum. And, you know? Another thing people love to tell you, and they ask you, basically, it becomes, your 30s are very serious, and people just feel entitled to ask you questions, like, are you gonna have kids? Are you gonna have kids? Are you gonna have kids? And I'm always like, not with you, Uncle Sven. Like, no. I did make the choice to freeze my eggs, yeah? Yeah, did any of you freeze my eggs? Or your own? Yeah, and I did it because I just want to have my options, do you know what I mean? And I kind of forgot I did it, like, this was 2 years ago. But every year I'm reminded, because when you freeze your eggs get taken out, yeah? And they go and live on a shelf in a freezer. And then they don't live there for free. Guess who has to pay their rent? It's me. Yeah, and I want you to know it's very expensive, but I will gladly pay it, because I believe in helping my children get onto the property ladder from an early age. Yeah? And I was nervous about the procedure. You don't have to be. It's a very simple procedure. I know that there's like a lot of myths about the female body. I'm all about like the female body. I call my gynecologist my best friend. She doesn't return my calls, but I love her. And like, for example, we have banter. She said to me the other day, she's like, oh, Pernille, you have cysts on your ovaries. Do you have PCOS? And I was like, bitch, I use a MacBook Pro. And yeah, we have fun. And then the doctor I went to to freeze my eggs, he was great. He was like this really old guy from the north of Norway, you know, very wrinkly face. They don't see a lot of sunshine up there, you know. And he had a bit of humor, because he brought me into his medical office. He was like, Pernille, come in. Look here, there are no windows, huh? All day, all I stare at is pussy. No, he didn't say that. But imagine if he said that. But here's the thing, like you do some hormones, before you know it, you're in a chair, okay, and you can't feel anything, you're sedated. Terje, the lovely doctor, he's down here and he's doing his thing, you know, and if you're like me, you want to tell him, like, he's doing a good job, you know, you want to let him know. So what I did was I just started petting him. And again, you can't feel anything, but you can hear they are sucking the life out of you. So you do hear a bit of, like you are being vacuumed, yeah. And at one point, I heard, yeah. That's when Terje found a condom, and yeah, bit of spring cleaning, really. And I do have children in my life. Like, I have an entourage. I have my nieces, and they look up to me. What can I say, you know? What was the oldest one saying to me the other day? She was like, Auntie Pernille, how come you have so little in your life? and I was like, I'm not the one with the curfew, okay? Yeah, she's 5. And whenever we hang out, I don't think she believes I'm an adult, all right? Because whenever we hang out, I have to bend down. And then she bends down as well. Yeah, as if to be on my level, you know? As if she's asking me, Auntie Pernille, you need to go pee-pee, you know? Yeah, I love my little nieces, but children, oh my God, motherhood looks really hard. It looks stressful. Like the other day, I found my sister lying on the bathroom floor, her head in a pile of dirty laundry, you know? And I said to her, what are you doing? And she was like, hiding. I need a break. And I was like, kids, I found your mother. Look, I'm enjoying this part of my life so much. I just think it's easier, this part of my life. I feel like I know myself. I'm not a people pleaser anymore. That's kind of good, yeah? Not a people pleaser. If any of you call me a bitch, I'm honestly like, thank you so much for seeing my work. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm proud of that. And I think it's because you have a frontal cortex fully developed. Ah, that's nice, right? You make better life choices with the frontal cortex, you know, fully developed, yeah? I always say no to attending a baby shower. Yeah, yeah. I always say no to cocaine unless at a baby shower. So we just take better life choices. I didn't enjoy my 20s at all. I just felt like I was a walking, talking contradiction of myself. I felt like I was a fake person. And if the scale goes like this, like the end of the scale, you know, I felt like I had a lot of confidence, yeah? I could walk into every room like, everyone wants to fuck me, huh? And then on the other end of the scale, I was so insecure, just like, do you want to fuck me? You know? Yeah? Searching for validation in all the wrong places, Drammen. And it's just, you know, terrible. And I think because like I know myself much more now, I think it's maybe a bit harder to date because like I'm kind of owning the fact, apparently, according to every ex-boyfriend, I'm a lot. I'm a lot. Or what TikTok lovingly describes as ADHD. I might have ADHD. I've never been tested, all right? Because I don't need a certificate to know I'm special. You know, I feel it. But I think yeah, they're probably right. I've collected the data. I've done the research. And, you know, done the research. And I try to, like, contain myself, but I can't help it. The truth comes out, you know? So kind of dating me feels a bit like playing a game of whack-a-mole. Do you know this game? It's an American game. A mole pops out of a hole, and you have to whack it. And then it pops out of another hole, and you have to whack it. And then pops out of another hole, and you have to whack it. I'm the mole. All right, so I can hide for a bit, but before you know it, I'll come up and I'll say something like, "Oh, I hate fantasy football." "Oh, I dislike all of your friends." "I didn't come." Yeah, and that level of honesty, not everyone appreciates it. And I am like, because I find it hard to compromise, and that's why I think I'm very impressed with people who can be in a relationship. I'm very impressed with you, because that to me is what all relationships just seem to be about, just compromise, you know, give and take. That's kind of the vibe. And like my I don't know how you do it. I'm so impressed. But like, for example, my friends Kath and Dan, that's all their relationship is. They've built a solid foundation on resentment for each other, because that's all they're doing. Kind of like, for example, Kath forces Dan to go with her to brunch with all of the girls, yeah? That's what she likes to do. He hates her for it. So then in return, she has to go and watch him play frisbee golf. I don't know how she does it. How do you stand in a field and watch a grown man hurl a frisbee and have to say, good job, babe? Like, how do you do that? That to me is so unsexy, it's an ick, you know? If it was me, I would be plotting his murder. Praying to God I could become a lesbian. Like, that to me would make my vagina slam shut like a steel trap door, is what I'm trying to say. And I know we've all got different preferences, icks, like things that you find sexy, things that you find unsexy. Like the other day, I got the biggest ick. I was dating this guy who didn't take off his shoes, when he came inside. Me. And do you know what I mean? That's an ick. My friend, she had a fun one. She said to me, you know what, my biggest ick are men who have hope. It's pretty harsh. So she's probably an ick. But yeah, I've also made it really hard for myself because I'm living in Norway and trying to date in Norway, and they're all kind of blonde and they've got blue eyes here. You know, the men, they've got blonde hair, blue eyes, and they all kind of look like my cousins. Yeah, who have said no. And so basically, so hard. And I don't know why I was surprised. A dark, cold country breeds dark, cold men. I should have known. I was raised by a Norwegian father, you know, emotionally available only when discussing hiking routes. Yeah? You know that 1 meter rule in the pandemic? We've never been closer. You know, like, my dad once sent me a text message where it just said, "Dear Pernille, your granddad has died. Kind regards, your father." Yeah. Which was great, because I didn't have his number until then. And I'm on all the apps. I'm trying, you guys. I'm on all the apps. Tinder, Hinge, MyHeritage. Like, I'm on all the apps. The only thing I seem to be getting up are these profile pictures of men holding dead fish. Have we seen this pandemic? I'm so confused. Like, who are you trying to attract? A bear? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Also, what are you trying to say? Just like, this could be you. Like, I'm so confused. Also, I seem to be attracting these men. I don't know if you've seen them out in the wild. They seem to be missing their necks. Because they've been to the gym. And they always want to tell me about their cold shower routine. Cold plunge. Have you heard about this new health trend? It's very healthy for you. I mean, in Norway, we just call it taking a shower. But, you know, they want to tell you about their cold shower routine. And I don't understand it, but it's basically very masculine, very alpha. You know, oh my God, you're going in there, facing the elements, yes? Oh, how brave to stand in a shower while cold water trickles down and your balls shrivel. I don't know quite what's happening with men. I'm confused by you because they seem to be, a lot of them, fall down these rabbit holes of like health trends. And then the algorithm concoct some sort of mixture, and then they become more and more conservative, and all of a sudden you can hear them say things like, "Women back in the kitchen," and I'm like, what's in the water? Like, what's going on? And I just want to say for the record, you don't want me in the kitchen. Like, you don't want me in the kitchen. If ever I approach the kitchen, my sister's like, no, you know? And my mother's worse. She just pulls out a brandslukkingsapparat, you know? So I'm not having much luck here, and I'm very kind of, well, how do I say this? I'm horny, and I'm a kind of horny lady, and I don't want to make any mistakes, and then I become kind of a bit lonely, and then, oh no, I'm susceptible. I'm susceptible to a DM. Do we know what that is? A direct message? Yes? It's like you're on a social media app, and then someone slides into your DM. They go, they don't make that sound, but yeah, they slide into your, they slide into your DM. Like, I got chatting to this guy, and he was like the hottest guy I have ever seen. He had a neck. And I was like, oh my God. And we started chatting and he was so nice and we really got on. And I was like, oh, this is too good to be true. And naturally, as a lady, if you ever talk to someone on the internet, you are allowed to become a detective. You are allowed to stalk them, be creepy. All of you, be creeps, okay? You stalk their online socials. You know, you need to find out that their hobbies include hiking and not hunting. You don't want to end up in a Netflix crime series. So you have to stalk all of them, all of the social media. Like, I found out so much, I go deep, you know? I find out, like, where he went to school, where he was born, all of his ex-girlfriends. Like, I go, that to me is, that's foreplay to me, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. That turns me on. And oh no, I wish I hadn't. This guy seemed very nice, but he had retweeted a lot of Trump, a lot of conspiracy theories, and not great. And I was like, oh my God, could I date a fascist? You know, a MAGA? And I was considering it because I'm very lonely. But no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Don't worry, I couldn't do it. Also, my track record with men is terrible. Like, I've dated a lot of DJs from Göteborg. Like, it's not great. It's terrible. The worst ever boyfriend I dated, I brought him to my sister's wedding. Can you imagine? Oh my God, he was horrible. I loved him. He tolerated me. We were meant to be. After the ceremony, we were taking photos, me and my family. It was an important moment for us. This guy got too drunk, thought it would be fun to like crash, like photobomb, the photos, and my dad, he lost it, all right? He lost it. He got up, he walked over, and he shouted out. Yeah, told him. So important, you guys. And you know, I don't want to shame men, all right? I don't want to shame men because it doesn't work. Like, we've tried for a long time to shame men. Like, especially in the Obama years. I don't know if you remember, you know? We told white millennial men, hush, 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 you know, give way to marginalized voices. And they listened, but then they started doing something worse, making podcasts. And now, the younger generation coming up, these bros, you know, half of them raised by iPads, the other half are iPads, they don't care. Like, they don't care. I was on a bus, all right? I was on a bus, and a pregnant lady got on board, didn't know where to sit, so she walks over to a 17-year-old who's on his phone, and she says, excuse me, can I have your seat? I'm quite pregnant. And he goes, he doesn't look up, he just says, no. And everyone, the whole bus, full of Norwegians. Do you know what I mean? You know? And I just felt myself compelled to shout out, you know, Meghan Markle. Like, Harry went mental. Yes. You know, and he even pissed on him. And I was like, my son, my proud protege. So I was like, this is how we deal with the younger generation, just one shit at a time. And here's the thing, one of the reasons I also kind of want to, because I believe in love, I really do. And also one reason I believe in love is I'm just fed up with meeting new penises. Anyone else? I just want to meet one penis. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. I just find the energy of a penis a bit alarming. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit much. They kind of come at you like, do you know what I mean? You're like, calm down. Like, they're in your face, literally. Do you know what I mean? And my first instinct when I see a penis is always just cover it up. Do you know what I mean? Cover it up. Just like, and that's like one way to deal with the situation. Oh my God. And I do, like, you know, I've had nice experiences with men. Like, a couple of weeks ago, I dated a guy in fancy dress. That's what I like to call the military uniform. Yes. Yeah, we had a lovely time. All right, lovely time. Next day, he's like, oh, Pernille, I'm being shipped off now, but I will call you. Yeah, and then he didn't call. Yeah, so I can only assume he perished defending Norway's border to Russia. Any Russians in? Okay. Yes, there's always one. I just want you to know, sir, because you're always everywhere. So basically, always listening. Or they're always listening. I just want you to know, all right? Me and you, babes. All right, just so you know. Putin riding bare-chested on a horse are my search words on Pornhub. Yeah? Yeah. So important to get them on board. No, it's tense, right? Norway, oh my God, they woke up this year. We're like, oh, we share a border with a drunk neighbor who has nukes. We'll spend 5% of our GDP on the military. That's a lot for a peaceful country who considered national security locking the cabin door. and hoping the bears will respect our boundaries, you know? Oh my God, we're prepared. We really are. Like, we've got emergency kits, iodine tablets, 20 litres of water, every household, 20 litres of water. That's 14 pints. Yeah, so if Russia invades, you know, sure, they'll take the country, but we will have a water fight, okay? They'll be damp like the people in London, all right? I got asked to do stand-up comedy at a military camp in Finnmark. If you've never been, it's really far up north. It's just next to Narnia. And, yeah. And I was really nervous about it because we're so close to the Russian border. But I said yes because a certain guy in a military uniform hadn't called me back. So I went up there. All right. And I want you to know it was a beautiful experience. It was very emotional. A lot of young people, a lot of young boys, you know, staring up at me with hope. And I thought to myself, ick. No, I was worried about Russia, but, you know, little did I know. That's not who you should worry about in Norway, all right? Yeah, little did I know. I was meant to drive to my hotel from kind of the military base, and the weather, did I mention it's off its medication? I would go further. It's bipolar for sure. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know. I got out and there was a storm. Like, I knew snow could fall. I didn't know snow could attack you from the side, like you owe it money. Like, I didn't know that. I got in the car and the whole car was moving. I hadn't started driving. I was just like, oh my God, holding on for dear life. And when I started driving, I was like, just trying to keep myself on the road. And I was driving slow, all right, at the pace of a glacier melting. So according to Greta Thunberg, too fast. And so I'm just like driving, and my eyes, I'm like trying to see the road, holding on for dear life. And all of a sudden I'm like, what's that? Oh no, now I'm going crazy. Yeah, I'm going crazy. I'm losing it out here. Keep on driving. All of a sudden I see two eyes and I panic and slam the brakes. Did you know brakes on an icy road don't work? Did you all know that? Because I didn't know that. You know what happens if you do that really quickly? Your car kind of lunges forwards, spinning out of control for the entire length of a Fast and Furious movie. I was like, oh my God, I'm in Arctic drift, you know? And I was screaming, it was dark, I couldn't see anything. The car somehow stops, and I quickly adjust my lights, and that is when I am face to face with Norway's true enemy, a moose. I don't feel like you understand. A moose, they are terrifying. Oh my God, like from afar, pretty nice, but up close, oh wow, it's like a camel had a one-night stand with a horse. Raised the child in Middle Earth. Do you know what I mean? They're harrowing, they look at you, you know, and my heart was beating. I was holding my breath because that would make me invisible. And I was staring at the moose and I was like, what do I know about moose, you know? And thanks to Sir David Attenborough, yes, I know two things. They're peaceful. They're usually pretty peaceful creatures, you know? Peaceful creatures, unless they're protecting their young, you know? But I was like, that's fine, it's just me and this guy, you know? And then I turn around and I see a calf. So my car had wedged itself between the two, and this one was not happy, all right? He was arching his back, making himself bigger, like he just got out of a cold shower. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be trampled to death by Gandalf on four legs. Right, the Hobbit is gonna watch, and this won't make the news in Norway. This happens all the time. Stupid tourists got in the way, the moose were crossing the road. You know, you're to blame. And I felt so cold, so alone, so scared. And I was like, oh, this is what my eggs must be feeling. And if I don't make it out of here alive, who's gonna pay their rent? You know? I thought about Harry. Harry's going to be an orphan. Oh, no. And then I just thought about my sister, you know, my beautiful sister, and how relieved she's going to feel to not find me on her couch. And I was like, oh, I can't have that. So somehow I plucked out some courage, all right? Plucked out a bit of courage. I started the car. I managed to pivot the wheel. Gandalf was like, you shall not pass, but okay then. And I managed to, like, drive away, and I swear to you, I could have died that night. But instead, it made me Norwegian. Yeah. Because did you know that's the immigration test? Did you know that? Yeah? Meet a moose, live to tell the tale. They hand you a passport, all right? They say, congratulations, you've earned the right to complain about Sweden and Denmark. Here you go. Yes. So now I've been living here a couple of years, and it feels good. I feel like I've integrated. I've learned how to vips, you know? Like, it's good. Do you know what I mean? I remember the first time someone said to me, I'll vips you, and I was like, nah, I'm a vips you. Like, did not get it. I want you to know, like, everyone's well in the family, and no one's been to the cabin. Oh, no one's been to the cabin. You know why? Because thanks to global warming, guess who's changed their migration route? A herd of moose. So I'm very excited about that. So I'm still on my sister's couch, and started dating someone. Want you to know that, and it's getting serious. He does have a bit of a ick. He's not perfect. He is Danish. So I know, but he's so hot, you know, and I just tell him, don't speak. And so I think we're going to make it. I think he's going to be the one, you know. And I've been on tour a lot, and it's been great. I've met a lot of different people, and sometimes, you know, I stand by the door and I say to you guys, hey, come and say hello. Talk to me, take a picture, show me your tits, and you're like, yeah, and then and you say things like, oh, good job. Doesn't always happen. Sometimes you have feedback. Yeah? Like the other day, someone came up to me and he was like, wow, Pernille, there was a lot of stuff on stage I'd never heard before. Yeah, which is great, hearing from your therapist. Yeah. But no, it's been really good, and yeah, I mean it. I'm going to be standing by the door. You can say hello, and if you want to avoid eye contact, don't worry. I'll just assume you're Norwegian. That's fine. You can follow me on social media at Pernille Haaland. Yeah, that's better than following me in the street. And you know, it's exciting. And I think I'll wrap it up because if you are single and if you're like wondering, oh, what should I do? I have some advice I thought I'd give you, and it's what my mother told me. She said quite recently. She said, Pernille, just find somebody. Anybody. With one okay quality you like, and then you zoom in on it. Yeah? Look at your father. Huh? Very boring, yeah, boring, you know, but so tall. And a lot of people are also like, you're kind of in kind of couples and you're dealing with culture clash and all that stuff, and I have an experience where that kind of happened. I was dating an English guy and it was going very well. I was dating this guy, and then he found out I have a Norwegian heritage, and he got a bit excited. He was like, oh, in the bedroom, let's spice it up. Can't you do some role play? Can't you go all sexy Norwegian Viking, huh? her, you know? And he hadn't thought this through, because like the next day when I came at him, you know, like he wasn't into it. Yeah. He just shouted out his safety word, huh? Brexit. And that was disappointing. Lovely Oslo, thank you so much for coming to the show. Give me some